performs upavasa. So upavasa refers to being near Lord and always chanting the holy name of Lord, having the association of devotees. In this way, one can experience the divinity. The more we hear about the Lord, the more we can understand our position that we are eternal servant of Lord. So regarding the Chintya Bheda Tattva, Advaita Acharya has given a wonderful explanation for which Lord made him the Acharya for Achintya Abheda philosophy. And then Lord says, whoever accepts me but does not accept my devotee, then I don't have any regard for that person. So continuing 19th chapter, 209th verse. Ye amara dasera sakrutta ninda kore mora nama kalpataru samhare tahare. So what is the power of my name? What is this waiting room and all we have kept, or what now? Riya is admitted in the waiting room. What is this new thing now? Gautam? Just allow everyone to enter. Don't keep waiting room and all. Okay. Ye amara dasera sakruta ninda kare. Whoever blasphemes my servant, what is the power of the holy name? That holy name will destroy the person. That is the power. By the will of the Lord, the illusory energy of Vishnu stimulates ignorant people's conception of I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, and in this way deceives them. Greedy living entities, by misuse of their independence, sometimes consider themselves Mayavadis. And sometimes out of false ego, consider themselves who are tortured by the three modes of material nature as demigods. Sometimes they consider themselves Mayavadis. That means they consider they are so independent. They want to consider themselves as God, sometimes as demigod. The endeavors of the attracted to become distracted from the attraction of Krishna are called bhoga. What a wonderful explanation. Endeavors of the attracted to become distracted from the attraction of Krishna. So what is that attraction? That is attraction towards material energy. And they are completely distracted from the attraction of Krishna. Who can write such English? It's only Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the Acharya. What beautiful English he writes. And the endeavors to become inclined towards the service of Krishna are called bhakti or devotional service. Those foolish two-legged animals who attribute on the living entities the concept of doership within the tribulation of the three modes of material nature by considering them independent, even though they are part and parcels of the supreme shelter, simply engage in enjoying the external world and do not respect Krishna or his devotees. So they are too attracted to this material world that they consider themselves independent. Whatever I want, I will do. That is their philosophy. So when they engage in the service of the Supreme Lord with a desire to diminish their conception of doership in the form of animalistic propensities, and yet become cheated from achieving the service of the devotees, then they develop a desire to portray envy of devotees as devotional service to the Lord. So sometimes even they take shelter of Lord so that they can diminish their conception of doership. That is what they feel. Oh, now I have now elevated. I am not the doer. But then again, they don't want to serve the devotees. In this way, they are cheated. That is why Gaur Sundar says, I set an example of my compassion by killing those who pretended to worship me while discriminating me and the incarnation of my Prakasha Vigraha. So Prakasha Vigraha are the three Vishnus. Prakasha Vigraha is Balaram himself. Balaram expands into four quadruples, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan into three Vishnus. So they are all Prakasha Vigraha. Prakasha means the opulence of the Lord. My confidential my confidential associates and the spiritual master, who is the Ashraya Vigraha or shelter of those who have taken shelter of me. So my confidential servants are who they are, and the spiritual master, they are Ashraya Vigraha. Lord is Vishaya Vigraha. You should understand these three terms. Lord is the object of worship. He is Vishaya Vigraha. Spiritual master, associates of Lord, confidential associates of Lord, Parshadas of Lord, they are all Ashraya Vigraha. They have taken shelter of Lord. Then comes Prakasha Vigraha. For expanding the spiritual world, for creating this material world, Lord has to designate this task to his own expansion, Prakasha Vigraha, that is Balaram. All transcendental qualities are present in the devotees of Lord. How to understand this? Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunaistatraha samasate sura. Whoever has akinchana bhakti for Lord, akinchana means there is no motivation behind performing devotional service. Unmotivated, undeviated, apratihata. So, unmotivated. There is no reason for performing devotional service. One does it out of love. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhokshate ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Ahaituki, there is no hetu behind it. There is no cause behind it. You love Krishna, yes, you love. You love to serve him. So in this way, when there is no material cause and there is no interruption, that akinchana bhakti, the person who has akinchana bhakti, has all the wonderful gunas of Nitya Suris. So all the transcendental qualities are present. Liberation is their maid servant. And material enjoyment is their order carrier. Mukti stands, Mukti and Bhukti, they stand folded hands behind such devotees. So if gross materialists engage in pride in activities like censoring, blaspheming, abusing the devotees from the material point of view and through mundane considerations, then the Lord, Supreme Lord, destroys them. Mukti and Bhukti, they stand folded hands. I want someone to put this verse in the group. Mukulitanjali, this word comes, Mukulitanjali. Taking folded hands, they stand. They want to serve the devotees, but the devotees, they are not caring for this Bhukti and Mukti. If the pride enters the devotee, yesterday in Chaitanya, in a Bhagavat class also, we were studying that how Brahmaji, the second time to Bhakti Vaibhav class, we were studying that how Brahmaji stands with the folded hands and prays to Lord, "Oh Lord, you have given me such a wonderful task of Visarga, that means secondary creation. And you're shaking hands with me as if I am equal to you. You accept me as your friend. But my request is, let me perform the task given by you very sincerely. But while performing the task, this pride of becoming equal to Lord should never enter into me. I should always remember that I am servant of yours. I am eternal servant of yours. Whatever task you have given to me, let me perform it sincerely. Let not a tinge of pride enter into me. So the exalted devotees, they know their position. They know that they are eternally servant of Lord. To such an extent, they also know that their tenure is there. For everybody, there is a tenure. There is a tenure for Lord Brahma. He says, in that tenure, let me perform my task sincerely and very sincerely and seriously. Ananta Brahmanda Yata Sava Moradasa Eteke Ye Para Himse Sei Yaya Nasha. All living entities in the innumerable universes are my servants. So anyone who blasphemes any living entity is destroyed. Now, further, till now devotees are spoken. But now Lord says, do not blaspheme any living entity. Satam ninda namnaha paramaparadam vidanute. That is how 10 nama aparada starts. Do not blaspheme anyone, especially those who are walking in the path of devotional service. Because of aversion to Hari, materialistic people accept the service of the 6 enemies, headed by lust and anger, as their only shelter. All living entities of the visible and invisible worlds are established as a supreme Lord. So they are established as the servants of the Supreme Lord. So all the living entities, in fact, everyone is a servant of the Supreme Lord. The only problem is one has forgotten that he is a servant of the Supreme Lord. That is why Vaishnava Dharma is to bring everyone to the knowledge that he is the servant of the Supreme Lord. Whatever envy is exhibited in such consideration is more or less envy of the Supreme Lord. You hate someone. That hatred is nothing but you are hating Lord, isn't it? Moreover, since the devotee's propensity for performing service or welfare activities is so strong, those who are envious consider that endeavors of such servants of Chaitanya to increase ignorant people's inclination towards Krishna are similar to their own variegated pastimes of envy. This guarantees them their inauspiciousness. This is not just another social work. See, this sentence is very important. To increase those who are envious, consider the endeavors of such servants to increase ignorant people's inclination towards Lord, similar to their own variegated pastimes of envy. So what are the variegated pastimes of envy of the materialistic people? They try to do a lot of social work, thinking that they have all the qualifications as good as God. They are datas, they are danis, they have the pride. Without me, nothing happens. So this is nothing but variegated pastimes or different exhibitions of envy towards Lord. There they keep themselves in the limelight, that they are the ones who are the who are having compassion towards all the poor people. But it is Lord who is giving his prasad. But a devotee, what he does, he gives Krishna prasad. Materialistic person, he will give food, but a devotee gives Krishna prasad. People who are become envious of objects that are not related to the absolute truth because of their propensity for enjoyment. Pure devotees are never driven by the 3 modes of material nature to merge in the waters of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So pure devotees, they don't want to merge even in the waters of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Therefore, without taking shelter of non-envious devotees, the envious living entities, the envious materialistic enjoyers of the temporary material world, fall into the inconvenience as a result of their karma by accepting philosophies like Mayavadis, and thus bring out their own ruination. So what happens? They just want to utilize the time in their own way. They don't want to take shelter of the devotees. One can never realize oneself by unconstitutional propensities. Aspiring mankind has no alternative to realization of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes on the name of bhakti, there are sahajiyas who speak very casually. Yesterday I was talking to someone, I was chatting with her. Why are you not coming to the temple? I have a beautiful altar in my temple, in my house, that is enough. I said, but still acharyas have emphasized on association and the hearing process. The answer is given that hearing process is secondary. Just we should keep Lord in the mind. Then Shriji will give lot of, I am a Vrindavan Vasi, so Shriji will give lot of benediction. Just keep Lord in the mind. Then why did you come to Bombay then? When you are a Vrindavan Vasi, if Lord is there in the mind, why did you shift there? I said, wow, you are an exalted devotee. In fact, you should preach now. You should preach to everyone. In fact, if you happen to meet Shriji, please ask her to give blessings to all of us, especially myself, who is very downtrodden. So, such type of sahajiya talks without taking the shelter of the Guru Shishya Parampara, without doing service, such type of sahajiya talks will only make a person go away from devotional service. Therefore, those who are inimical to the spiritual master accept enmity of the spiritual master, pride, and other worthless objects as wealth. They merge into the darkness of ignorance and they give importance to impersonalism, Kevala Advaitavada, which denies Sujatiya Vijatiya Bheda, the distinction among both similar and dissimilar objects. So now again, let us see this verse. They merge into the darkness of ignorance. Yes. For them, everything is what? Kevala Advaita. What is Kevala Advaita? Everything is one. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman does not allow the distinction even between similar and dissimilar objects. There are similar objects, but still there is a distinction in the similar objects. Like there are species of human. Human is a common word, but still there is a distinction. And there is a distinction between dissimilar objects also in this material world. Everything is not one. If everything is one, then there should be no difference between a good mango and a rotten mango. When we try to select good mangoes, why we are not selecting rotten mangoes? Everything is one. Huh? This is their downfall. Unalloyed service to the Sachidananda Supreme Lord is the opportunity to become self-realized. Otherwise, one certainly falls down. There is a distinct difference. One should understand the difference. At the same time, there is similarity. Within the material world, there is distinct difference. Let us take the example of a coconut. When it is all together, it is coconut. When you remove the green shell, then that is green shell, then this is brown coconut. When you remove the brown coconut and take the inner portion, again you say this is a brown shell and this is white coconut. But when put all together, it is Brahman. Though it is Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman, everything seems to be same, but still there is difference. That is given. So let us see one more verse and then Raksha Mataji. She's there, Raksha Mataji. Yeah. You will sing today's song, that is Shuddha Bhakata. For Ekadashis, we sing Shuddha Bhakata. Somebody can put the lyrics in LLDD sincere, because new devotees should learn. तुमित आमार निज देह हैते बळ तोमारे लंघिले दैवे ना सहाय धड़. You are more important than my own body. So if anyone transgresses you, he will be unable to tolerate his fate. So spiritual master, Guru Shishya Parampara, is non-different from Lord. So anybody transgresses the rules set by Lord is going to face his own fate. Okay, ready? Haribol.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Start.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
This is a song which is sung on the day of Ekadashi, Shuddha Bhakata Charanadeva.
Yes, Mataji. From Sharanagati by Bhakti Vinoda Thakur. Bhakti Vinoda Thakur ki jai ho. Shuddha Bhakata Charanadeva Bhajana Nukula भकत सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम लतिकार मूल माधवती थी भक्ति जननी जतन पालन करी कृष्ण वसती बाली परमादर बारी गौरा मारा ये सब स्थाने करल ब्राह्मण रंगे से सब स्थान हेरि बोआमी प्रणय भकत संगी मृदंग वाद्य सुनिते मन अवसर सदयाचे गौर विहित कीर्तना सुनी आनंदे हृदय नाची जुगल मूर्ति देखिया मोरा परमानंद होया प्रसाद सेवा करिते होया सकल प्रपंच जय जे दिन गृहे भजन देखी गृहे ते गोलोक भाय चरण सिद्धू देखिया गंगा सुख नासिमा पाया तुलसी देखी जुड़ाय प्राण माधव तो शनि जानी गौर प्रिया शाक सेवने जीवन सार्थक मानी भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाय जा प्रति दिवसे परम सुखे स्वीकार कर ये शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम लतिकार मूला प्रेम लतिकार मूला हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय हो वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः श्री प्रभुपाद की जय
Krishna
प्रणाम माताजी।
Vrinda Ki Jai.